Hello, hello. Still here on a cloudy, gloomy Columbus Day on September 12th, my mama's birthday. So I just did a tile where I was experimenting with a much kind of dulled down pearl mix. I used a whole lot less satin enamel in my mix. I was sort of playing with the ratios to see if I could get kind of a softer effect, because this past weekend I had kind of a catastrophic painting day where I felt like nothing I did was coming out right, and I was blaming it all on a pearl mix I've had great success with over the years. So I don't know why I was completely blaming it, but I was. So I just did a tile with this dulled down kind of less aggressive pearl base, and now I decided for comparison, am going to get out my more aggressive pearl mix to see what kind of results I get with it today. Maybe this weekend was just kind of a one-off. Maybe I had some bad juju going, as they would say in the South. I don't know. But I have also worked to level my work surface here again, so hopefully it will not fight against me. So I'm gonna do totally different layering of my colors. I think I am going to start with, where should we go? I think I'm going to grab the Permanent Red Violet by Amsterdam, start here, and just sort of do a little crisscross on my tile. I'm also going to try to not get such a giant black hole. I think I'm putting down too much cell activator lately in the center and leaving more negative space than what I'm looking for. So on top of that, I am going to add some primary magenta, also by Amsterdam. I feel like I use predominantly Amsterdam paint mixed with some Arteza, Pebeo, and some DecoArt. Those are my main ones. I love to buy golden when I can afford it, but it is definitely, this is an expensive hobby, isn't it? Or art form. I hope I didn't offend anybody who does this much more professionally than I do. Okay, there's some primary magenta. Then I think I'm gonna grab my Pebeo bronze, or no, I want to call it bronze every time, but it's clearly copper. It's iridescent copper. Jeez, I wish I could get that through my head. There is some iridescent copper by Pebeo. And on top of that, I am going to go with this Persian, gosh darn it, I can already see my crosses migrating across my table. That I swear to you, I just sat here and re-leveled my little cake stand. Had it so perfect, I thought. I mean, I realize that as I layer paint, it's going to spread outward, but it shouldn't be migrating in one general direction. Come on, crisscross. Come back to center. Boy, it's just maddening to me. Okay, now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a cool transition across this direction. So I'm putting down my Payne's Gray by Arteza. Love my Payne's Gray. And then, the one color on the table, I don't know what it's called. but the tube is really close by, so I'm just gonna grab it and tell you. I know it's in Amsterdam. I know it's a really nice primary blue. Oh, brilliant blue by Amsterdam. And to that, I am going to add some turquoise green by Amsterdam. Turn you, stop migrating on me. And to that, I'm going to add some sky blue. Come on, these paints are a little bit thick. And then to that, I'm actually gonna finish with a little bit, just a little bit, of cobalt blue by Pebeo. This is a very opaque shade that will take over, so you have to be prepared for that. It's a gorgeous color. All right, now I think I'm gonna try, oh, I do not want to forget a couple little dots of this parakeet color I've been working on. Whoops. And I'll pair that with, pardon my reach, a little bit of this vermilion orange. Kind of a fun combo. And maybe a little bit of Naples yellow, and then I'm going to finish it out with a new color I got last night completely by accident. Here's some Naples yellow. Okay, I've never used this color. They're calling it Soft Gold by DecoArt. I honestly was trying to buy 24 karat gold, and again, I just clearly had not read the description. I don't know if I wasn't wearing my readers or if I was just in a doggone hurry, but I kind of failed to pick up on the fact that I wasn't buying what I thought I was buying. And I think I'll just add a little bit of this transparent red color that is super cool. If you can get it to stick around. It is transparent, so it will disappear in a hurry. Alrighty, now I need a little cell activator, which is just Lamp Black by Amsterdam and some Australian Floetrol. Whoopsies. And I'm going to go lighter on it this time so that my black hole effect isn't quite so massive. Been getting way too much negative space. We'll start with that and see how it goes. I'm gonna grab my blow dryer, and I'm gonna play with both the low and the high setting this time because I do have such a small amount of activator, but definitely on cool. I don't want to heat my paint if possible. Okay, let's see. Blew pretty aggressively there. All right, automatically I can see a much more oh shoot, did I actually scrape my tile? Oh, really? I might have actually touched my blow dryer. Oh my gosh, I am such a numbnuts. Okay, well, regardless, I'm seeing a far quicker pearl reaction this time around. You can see a lot more of the black and white sort of pearl reaction with the colors sort of mixed in between. I don't even think I'm going to need to break out my straw to blow much of the cell activator off. I think this is going to eat towards the center quite quickly. I've got some really cool colors popping up here. And boy, I cannot believe what I did to that corner. I may have just overly blown the pillow underneath. Oh well. That's why I like to practice on these little guys. Just sort of stretching this corner out a little bit. I can see like a twinge of vermilion wanting to peek out there. But already the pearl reaction is eating straight towards the center. Really happy about that. You know, the thing about working on these tiles that's different than, say, a canvas, aside from size, is that tiles are going to be porous, right? Especially if they're unglazed, like the ones I'm using. So they start to absorb the liquid, the water, right out of the paint and the Floetrol as soon as the paint touches it. I mean, it's like an instant reaction. So it sort of freezes your paint in place much better, which for my purposes is great, because like you've heard me say a million times, I'm in a very old home and not a surface is level here. So when I work with the thinner paint, if my canvas is off even a millimeter, my paint will start to shift and slide and warp on a canvas. But because the tiles are so porous, it kind of helps them, the paint sort of just stay stuck to exactly where I want it to be, which is another reason I quite like working with these. But oh my goodness, this is a really cool little piece, and it looks like I've got a 4-leaf clover growing in. I mean, there is definitely a marked difference between the less aggressive pearl base I was using before and this pearl base, and the difference being the amount of satin enamel paint I used. The more satin enamel you use, you know, the more aggressive these white cells are going to be. But you have to be able to balance that out with your other additives. Anyway, enough about all of that. I just want to take you guys in for a closer look at what's going on with this tile. It's pretty cool. I quite like it. Look at that 4-leaf clover growing right there. So you can see I've got some much juicier, beefier pearl cells. That copper color really is sticking, hanging tough. I've got quite an equal kind of mix of both warm and cool colors. Kind of an interesting combination. I don't know if I remembered to put down any cadmium yellow. I think I just used the Naples. So it's really just a stark warm and a stark cool. Kind of a really cool little shape developing. I think this is going to be a really pretty one. I actually don't think I touched the blow dryer there. I think I blew the paint a little too aggressively in that one spot. And look at the borders on these cells. I mean, they have this like pink hue, this little almost ghostly orb, like, I don't know, presence to them. They look like they're kind of glowing from within a little bit, which is really cool. There's that cobalt color. See it? It tends to be, in my experience, it does not really mix and blend the way some of the other colors will together. it really tends to retain its original color quite well. So you never lose it in one of these, that's for sure. Anyway, all right, this is kind of a fun tile number 2. Hope you guys stick around with me. I'm gonna keep on going. I have a couple more of these ready to go, but I'm gonna stop filming in between each because my phone is so darn full. I'm afraid it's gonna cut out on me at any time. So figured I'd get as many filmed as I can individually. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to click like and subscribe. I'm Rachel Miller with Color Splash. Happy painting, y'all. Bye.